All right, let's do the power rankings now. And I think this weekend, going into week 6, we're going to see more of the same because we got to see some separation. That's what I was calling it, is separation weekend in the UFL, because all the teams with winning records got wins and every game was decided by double digits for the first time all year. So number 8, I got the Arlington Renegade. Nothing you can do about a team that is 0-5 going into week 6, but it's remarkable that they have not got a win yet because they've got a really outstanding offense, one of 2 quarterbacks in Luis Perez that have thrown for 1,000 yards through the first 5 games of the season, but they just can't seem to get out of their own way, whether it's clock management or the defense not showing up or the offense not showing up when the defense does. They're going to have to really do a lot over the next 5 weeks to try to get one of those spots in the XFL conference that are currently occupied by 2 4-1 teams. But again, this is a team that won the XFL championship last year after going 4-7 in the regular season. So I wouldn't count them out yet, but it's getting close to time for them. All right, number 7, I have the Memphis Showboats. The Showboats are reeling, and I ain't talking about bass. Like, they got the win in week 1, and ever since then, they can't find out if they're coming or going, primarily because they can't keep the quarterback upright. You know, they had to put Troy Williams in at quarterback because Case Cook was hurt, and that's because the offensive line kept getting the Case Cook is knocked down. Troy Williams had 248 pass yards, still didn't matter much when they were playing against the Panthers, who just controlled that game from the jump. Carnell Lake's defense the last 3 games has given up an average of 33.3 points per game. That ain't going to get it done in the UFL, specifically in a USFL conference that has an undefeated team at the top. Number 6 on the list, got the Houston Roughnecks. That's a rough loss around their necks. They got the what for and how now from Birmingham Stallions, 32-9. It's one thing for you not to be able to score. It's another thing for you to give up 32, right? And Adrian Martinez, who we'll talk about, just went out there and ran all up and down them. If you are the Roughnecks, you're looking at your defensive line, which you thought was going to be really great, and going, what else we got to do here, guys? Reed Sennett also looked pretty good, just didn't get a whole lot of help. Number 5 on the list, I got the DC Defenders. There's no defense for giving up 45, even if your name is Defender. And it's getting close to time for them to act like it if they want to get into the UFL playoffs, because we're talking about a team that has really been on Jordan Ta'amu's arms and legs. And when he has played well, they felt like they've had a shot. This time he didn't play well. 12 of 23 for 101 with 3 INTs. But the thing is, this game was tight until the fourth quarter. And then the Defenders gave up 25 points in the fourth quarter to the St. Louis Battlehawks. It's also a team that still can't run the football no matter who's back there, right? I mean, you're talking about 84 yards on 30 carries. That's 2.8 yards per rush. That ain't going to get it done. So if the Defenders expect to do something, they better make like Thanos and go get that gauntlet before they get snapped to dust. I'm telling you, dog, it's tough out here for DC right now. Number 4 on the list, I got the Michigan Panthers, who dropped in like Shuri from the Royal Talon. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they know what they're doing. And they did this with the backup quarterback getting the start, EJ Perry putting on injured reserve, which means that he's not going to be available for the rest of the regular season. Danny Etling looked good last week. It looked fine this week, but it's really them being able to control the clock, run the football, get some outstanding play, particularly Kai Nakua, who had his 3rd interception in as many games in their 35-18 win at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. And they're finally getting something out of their run game. I thought Wes Hills coming into this league was going to be one of the better tailbacks in it, and finally started to look that way. And when they can keep their quarterback clean, they seem to play pretty good football. We know what kind of weapon they have in Jake Bates, who didn't play his best football, right? Had his first misses of the season in their win, but that's still a dude that can hit from 64 and looks good from 70. Number 3 on the list, I got the San Antonio Brahmas, who are a 1-loss team, despite doing everything they can, it seems, to not be one. They won 25-15 against Arlington to make themselves really the best team in Texas. John Lovett's really coming into that running back role as the lead guy, 13 rushes for 95 yards in the win. Brahmas also put up 190 rush yards, and they needed to because Quentin Dormady came back and threw 3 INTs in that game, and somehow the Renegades still lost by 10 points. But this was a 15-15 game in the fourth quarter, right? It's just, what are you doing in that last quarter? Because that last quarter in the UFL has been really entertaining. We've seen lots of swings. We've seen teams come from far back because of the rules in such a way that every game needs to be going down to the wire until this weekend, where it just felt like the teams that were better were really separating. And San Antonio is one of those teams in a tie for first place in the XFL conference. Number 2 on the list, I got the St. Louis Battlehawks, who for me, best team in the XFL conference, and they look like that when they went to Audi Field and they beat back the Beer Snake the denizens of DC like they knew what time it was. Like, it's A.J. McCarron's team. The first time they actually got to get A.J. McCarron out of the game. I know how much he wants to play and how much he really enjoys playing quarterback for St. Louis, but it is also the first team to put up 40 or more this season. I mean, they put up 45 in a game that they didn't need to put up 45 in. They scored 25 in the fourth quarter in a game that was tight. Like, they scored the first 17, and then you get 12 points out of defenders who look like they're going to do something, and then you get 25 straight in the fourth quarter from the best team in the XFL. And I need to tell y'all, home field advantage is real for them. Number one, because they'll put 30,000 to 40,000 people in the stands. Number two, if they are the 1 seed in the XFL conference, they're going to host their playoff game, which means they would also host potentially the championship game. So they could generally not have to leave St. Louis for the playoffs at all and receive probably more than 45,000 people in attendance for an opportunity for them to win the inaugural UFL championship. Not bad if you are Anthony Becht, who is coaching his behind off and has a really great football team. And number one, I have the undefeated 5-0 Birmingham Stallions, who, not unlike my 2008 Dodge Ram, looking hillbilly deluxe Stallions on their giddy up. That team can do whatever it is they seem to want to do. If they want to trade out the quarterback, Matt Corral, Adrian Martinez, is going to work. If they want to come with Carlo Davis and Taco Charlton on that defensive line, it's going to work. I'm not sure that anybody's going to be able to do anything with the Birmingham Stallions, who, believe it or not, continue to get stronger with each passing week. That team knows who it is. Skip Holtz knows what they're capable of. And whatever it is they are drinking, I would like to get some myself, because we're coming up on a full calendar year since the last time anybody has beaten the Birmingham Stallions. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all to circle Birmingham versus St. Louis on your calendar for week 7, because that is going to be perhaps a sneak preview of what I think could be the championship game in the inaugural season of the UFL. If you like what you've seen, consider subscribing to the #1 college football show on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcast.